I literally took one sip of my beverage and the whole side of my face felt like I had a stroke.
One person who was always anti-Diddy and was always speaking about Diddy as a problematic person and it turns out that it's just been announced that he's created a docu-series on Netflix. I can't wait to see this. At the other end of that, every person who has tried to speak out about this, who has tried to speak out about the industry, the type of people that are controlling the industry, the attacks that people face from the media if they try to speak out, is always the same. They're called crazy. And an example of one such individual who went through those sorts of attacks is
at 5:30 a.m. go to this party. I think half the people there were butt naked.
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Combs, and I don't see it happening.
Well, Bill and Sade, accepting a plea agreement would mean that Sean Combs would have to admit to trafficking and force. And today he made it very clear that was not going to happen. Diddy maintained all along these encounters involved consenting adults and plans to take his chances that a jury agrees.
He believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal government.
This coming week is that there is, at least anecdotally, when I talk to people, they have that opinion, strongly held opinion, that there's celebrity tapes, that they've kind of conflated Epstein, and you mentioned Ghislaine Maxwell and all of these things into Diddy. There's this idea that somehow this is Epstein redux or something. Isn't that, to my mind, that's one of the bigger hurdles in selecting a jury.
What made you come here to support Puff?
I'm supporting Puff because he's innocent, and I'm wholeheartedly believing his innocence, and I know he's innocent. So
you say you know he's innocent?
1,000%.
B, he's going to be truthful about this case because he wants to portray that to the people who have loved him his whole life. Maybe I can break the model. Maybe I can show the world that a black man can win, in federal court.
Courtroom by the U.S. Marshals. Now, his lawyers have vowed to fight this. They are going to be back in court on Wednesday before the judge who will oversee this trial and try to get Diddy to be released.
What happens is if people go into a trial believing the firepower on the prosecution is so strong, let's say on a scale of 1 to 100, it's a 95, that it's so strong, but it goes down to an 88. That helps the defense because everybody.
Back up a little bit, please.
How can you support your father? How do you support him moving forward?
Major developments tonight involving the case against Sean Diddy Combs, what he decided in court today, and what this now means, the move coming just 4 days before his trial is set to begin. Here's Aaron Katersky.
When asked if he turned down the offer, Combs answered, "Yes, I do, Your Honor," as he stood in a baggy beige jail uniform. Terms were not disclosed, but prosecutors did say a plea could result in a shorter sentence for Combs than if he's convicted.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs back behind bars, a magistrate judge denying him bail, saying that there were no conditions that she could conceive of that would make her confident that he would appear again for other court appearances.
This is going to be such a massive trial, like maybe the biggest Hollywood trial. God knows which way it's going to go. Is it going to go on for weeks?
For sure, weeks.
Could a king fall? For years, he was untouchable, a mogul synonymous with success, luxury, and power. But now, the music icon once known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, or simply Diddy, finds himself in federal court, facing some of the most explosive accusations imaginable. It's a trial nobody saw coming, especially not after he made a stunning decision that sent shockwaves through the legal world and the entertainment industry alike. The stakes couldn't be higher. Despite immense pressure and the shadow of a potentially lengthy sentence, Sean Combs did the unthinkable. He rejected a plea deal. He stood in court, not in a tailored suit, but a simple beige jail uniform, and declared his innocence. His legal team argues this isn't just about one man. They frame it as a stand against what they claim is a targeted government prosecution. He insists the encounters the government points to involved consenting adults, vowing to fight the charges before a jury. This refusal transforms a potential quiet resolution into a massive public spectacle, setting the stage for a courtroom battle that could reshape our understanding of his 3-decade reign at the top. But the government wasn't relying solely on public accusations. Their case, it turns out, hinges significantly on the cooperation of a man who spent years operating in the shadows, half a pace behind the mogul. Roger Bonds was Diddy's longtime bodyguard, a master of discretion, ensuring smooth arrivals, secure events, and maintaining the polished image. His career was built on loyalty and silence. That all changed the moment he walked into a federal building and surrendered a simple thumb drive. He called it payroll night. That thumb drive, according to court filings, wasn't just filled with routine schedules. Investigators allege it held encrypted ledgers, internal chat logs, and rosters that mapped out activity across Combs' properties from Miami to Los Angeles. Think code names: Heartbeat, Halo, Night Garden. These weren't just random notes. Prosecutors claim they reveal a deliberate pattern. Digital breadcrumbs showing staff shuffling between estates under these aliases. The defense dismisses it as mere administrative details, but the government sees something far more calculated. The real shock, prosecutors claim, lies in how these documents line up. They point to spreadsheets like the Guest Care Roster Master, which listed dates, locations, and time blocks for guest wing door cycles. Bonds testified these coincided with what staff called aftercare resets, periods when rooms were cleaned, deodorized, and internal cameras allegedly cycled off for proprietary privacy reasons. By comparing these timestamps to security system archives, prosecutors claim they found critical overlaps, door-open events happening precisely when cameras went offline. It's a digital alignment, they argue, that directly contradicts the defense's claim that camera gaps were random. And where there are alleged secrets, there's often a hidden financial trail. Bonds' drive also contained event enhancements files detailing cash withdrawals. An IRS analyst testified these withdrawals corresponded with missing transactions on corporate credit card statements, allegedly deleted deliberately. They were offset, the analyst claimed, by inflated consulting fees in other ledgers, tracing funds through intermediaries to petty cash. Prosecutors are arguing these weren't just common hospitality costs or sloppy bookkeeping, but a structured system designed to avoid internal scrutiny and fund the hidden activities described in the digital records. It's presented as proof of deliberate concealment. Naturally, the defense is launching an all-out assault on Roger Bonds' credibility. They argue he's a disgruntled employee seeking leniency for his own unrelated gun charge, essentially trading loyalty for a lighter sentence. They highlight past statements where he praised Combs and the non-disclosure agreements he signed. They suggest he stockpiled files for leverage and that his memory can't be trusted, citing a past harassment complaint against him. The defense is trying to convince the jury that Bonds isn't a truth-teller reclaiming his conscience, but a former insider simply reciting talking points to save himself. This case has already sent tremors through the entertainment world. Security firms are now scrambling, advising clients to audit private event procedures. The era of absolute discretion is over, replaced by calls for transparency audits and documented access logs. Insurance companies are flagging private gatherings, demanding proof of transparent controls. And while the public buzz has long included rumors about celebrity tapes and minors, the defense lawyer, speaking specifically about the charges in this criminal case, has stated they are certain no such evidence or individuals are involved here. It's a crucial distinction between public speculation and the specific allegations being fought in court. Yet, the very existence of these rumors adds another layer to the public's fascination. Ultimately, the fate of the music icon rests with the jury. They must weigh the government's narrative, built on digital records, financial analysis, and interpreted by an insider witness, against the defense's portrayal of a self-serving accuser and misinterpreted data. It's a battle of technical evidence translated by human testimony versus an attack on that testimony's motives. Can a thumb drive filled with coded entries and timestamps truly unlock the secrets allegedly hidden behind the walls of a sprawling empire? Roger Bonds' decision to step forward and the contents of that single thumb drive have peeled back a curtain on a world that was once impenetrable. Regardless of the verdict, this trial has fundamentally changed the rules of engagement for high-profile figures and the teams who protect their secrets. It's a stark reminder that in the digital age, even the most carefully guarded operations can leave a trace, and that sometimes the quietest people hold the most explosive information. The aftershocks of this case will likely shape industry practices for